Hey there, everyone. Matt Payne here from Amber Pass. I'm really excited to spend a little time with y'all today looking at advanced technology and how you can use some of these new tools and techniques to allow you to spend more time in your community and the people that you got started with doing this work for. So, today we're going to be looking into ways that you can use advanced technology like AI to assist you with something that comes up a lot for business owners, and that's Q&A from our community and from individual practitioners. So questions that you get asked that you need to do some research on to figure out. And today we'll be exploring a tool called Perplexity AI. And really, there's three things I want y'all to keep in mind with today. One, this isn't just a Google search. Perplexity does an advanced technique of doing deep research and providing source information that you can use based on simple questions that you ask. Two, the ability to reference those sources and provide things like FAQs for your website or to share content with your community. And then three, it gives you also an ability to look for follow-up areas that you can go deeper into a topic that may not have been presented yet to deepen your own knowledge and again to share that with your community. So I look forward to spending a few minutes with y'all today, and thanks for your time. All right, let's get right into it. As you can see, I've pulled up the site here, perplexity.ai, and we're going to get started with our first query. And again, the context here is we're not trying to be something that we aren't. Rather, what can some of these tools and technologies offer us as practitioners or you as a business owner in terms of insights and perspectives that you can provide back to your client base or your prospective client base as a way to build relationship and rapport. Again, doing research and using a tool like Perplexity won't make you a doctor, and that's something to keep in mind. But it can certainly help you deepen your understanding of certain materials and to use that as a way to engage with your community. So the first one we're going to start out with is an example question on breathwork. Simply go in here and enter that in. And one of the really nice things about Perplexity is that they do a really good job of sourcing the information provided that you can reference and go deeper if you choose. So this first question is around the safety of breath work and for people who have high blood pressure as an example. And so we're going to get this kicked off to show an example of what Perplexity will provide and the way it does its research and provides information. So as you can see, this has come back very quickly, and Perplexity has provided some detailed perspectives on breath work. It gives an overview of what the research shows. It also talks about the different types of breath work that we're studying. And again, lots of information. Again, I'll pay special attention to the references here. So you can see these little bubbles, these little chips at the end of each topic where it describes, in many instances, the multiple sources that were used to come up with the answer. You can click through these and drill down onto them to get further insights, again, to build your knowledge base and to help share with your community. So again, I'd encourage you to spend time in this mode to go through this as an example, providing some additional views and details on what's provided here. Here's another great thing about Perplexity is that when you ask a question, oftentimes it gives you suggestions for follow-up questions. So for example, in here, because of the question I asked around breath work for people with high blood pressure, an example could be how to monitor blood pressure during breathing sessions, or for example, breathing techniques for immediate stress relief. So you could drill down on that. And what it does is it just builds on the previous answer and provides additional additional perspective and research that you can use for coming up with different ideas. So again, it's come back with belly breathing as an example, box breathing, or extended exhale breathing, a favorite of mine, the 4-7-8, and other perspectives on that. And again, you can keep going down this depending on where you wanted to take this particular research topic. All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic now, just to show you another example. So I will start a new query here, and the second topic we're going to look into is around meditation. So for this topic, it's specifically a question around cortisol. And one of the ways I think this is a very excellent prompt, is around the steers that it's given, which is pushing the prompt, the AI Perplexity in this case, toward evidence. So it's making special note of peer-reviewed studies as an example. So this will be another one that we'll kick off here to get some perspective. So as you can see, it starts out with a bit of a summarization based on the research provided, describing the effect and on average what the results have been, and then goes into some descriptions of the higher quality studies in the area. And again, what I really appreciate about Perplexity in this case is that it isn't a generic, it's very specific answers to a question that you've asked. And so again, the use case is here, you may be working in a one-on-one capacity with a client, and they have a very specific question, maybe about their practice or their specific situation, and you are able to be a source for them of additional information that they can look into, not trying to come across as an expert. So I really appreciate that aspect of Perplexity in this case. So very thorough and detailed information, and again, listing out all of the different sources that were provided. So you can see that the sources on a per topic basis. So on the specific areas, and then at the end of each topic or question, you can see a list of all of the sources provided during the research that Perplexity did. All right. Thank you for walking through that one with me. We're going to move on to the third case. Okay, so for the third case, this one is one of my favorite questions and something that I picked up a lot on during my yoga teacher training recently that I completed earlier this year. And this was around a few different types of yoga. And sometimes it can easily be misunderstood what different types of yoga are meant for. And this question I love, which is the difference between yin yoga and restorative yoga. So this is a topic that is often confused, and we actually touched on it very in great detail during the course. Shout out to my friend and mentor, Elena, who provided great insights on this specific topic. But I thought it would be cool to see this in Perplexity's perspective, what Perplexity would come up with in its research. So we're going to kick this one off and see, again, looking into the differences between yin yoga and restorative yoga. Love this. So on the outside, very similar, but intentionally in what they're actually looking to address, very different. Yin gently stresses connective tissues, and restorative is looking to deeper relaxation, but also on a specific area. Yin assumes you're entering in wellness with the readiness to explore and go deep. And so that's a very interesting perspective from Perplexity here. Again, going through the details, and you can see the different sources here. a topic that's covered here in Yoga Journal as an example. You could see these and drill down into to get some additional perspectives. Going down into the feeling of it, the different types of props, the time spent in each pose, and then who is yin yoga best for, the different practitioners, restorative yoga. Love this one. So again, restorative often can be for someone focused on a particular injury or some other specific thing they're looking to restore. Love this side-by-side view that has been built out here. And again, you saw the prompt we entered. We didn't ask for the side-by-side view, all of this insightful information, but I think it's done a beautiful job of presenting it. And again, these are starting points. There may be some areas in here that don't align with your approach or your perspective, and that's okay. It's about surfacing more information for you to not have to spend a bunch of time doing this research on your own. Rather, you can take it, make it your own, and then use that to get back to your community. Great list of sources here again that we see coming through. And again, those follow-up questions can often be quite helpful. Wow, this is kind of an interesting one. Can I combine yin and restorative yoga in one session? Yeah, it makes sense. You know, again, you're going to find plenty of perspectives, plenty of different points of view, and you can explore that in your own perspective and from your own experiences as well. Well, great. Appreciate y'all walking through that example with me on how you could use perplexity in this area. And now we'll move on to the final query. All right, so for our final query and looking at how perplexity can be used to aid and assist in research for things like Q&A from your clients or community, this final question is around the vagus nerve and what's the latest research around connection between the vagus nerve and stress regulation. So let's see what Perplexity has to say about this one. So some great summary insights here, a quick source link, just checking out the specific research that was part of the basis for the summary. There are several other sources listed in here around different research articles, where those articles are from, and being able to drill down into different topics there. Another great area to explore, something that is a bit deeper from a practitioner standpoint and something that might come up in a daily question. This perhaps could be something that is more oriented toward a teacher training type environment where there's a group of people that are looking to go deeper and get further insights and perspectives. So that's another view there to keep in mind. But again, great insights, good perspective. I love the way that each of the sections are categorized to give you some different chunks of information along the way rather than just one big block of information to sort through. Great sources here provided, and again, some good follow-ups that could provide additional insights for you to use. So that wraps up the 4 areas that we were exploring. Again, just drilling down into how perplexity can be used to aid in research and following up on topics like Q&A that you and your practitioners could benefit from in helping you, again, spend more time in your community. Hey there, thank you again for spending time with me today looking at ways that advanced technology through tools like Perplexity can help you with pain points around things like doing Q&A research for your community, for your practitioners, and using that time saved to put back into what you love doing, the reason you got into this business. If you're facing some challenges around these types of topics and are looking forward to figuring out ways that advanced technologies like this can help you, I'd love to meet you for a call, grab a coffee, learn more about your business, and to see ways that some of these technologies can help you. So look us up at amberpass.com, or you can email us at hello@amberpass.com, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.